Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy XIV Online with Rosalore Serafina. This is episode 222. If I remember rightly, we had just spoken to Guiding Star, and I forget what that unlocks. Let's go find out. Master crafting tomes and tools. Alright, about artisans and foragers gear, about super tools. Oh, about super tools. I was a bit confused. A guildmaster's best instrument made even finer is a super tool. Should you wish to acquire one, you must needs barter with Talan. He will ask you for items you have crafted or gathered along with demi materia, either of the mastercraft or grade 3 fieldcraft variety. These you can acquire by desynthesizing artisans or foragers gear. But there is a chance you need not break apart your hard-earned gear. No, you should browse the market boards beforehand. Who knows what demi materia will turn up. So I have a horrible feeling that for the super gear I might be out of luck, because I think I desynthesized some of it already. Oops. Alrighty. However, let us extract some material out of here. And then we'll extract some material out of here. So that was our crafting one, but I really wanted to unlock some of the crafting first. No, we're not desynthesizing the ring. What the heck were you thinking? You're extracting the materia. Extractus materius. And we're going to do that as well. Okay. Right. What were we wanting to learn? You guys haven't given me anything you want me to look into in particular. So I'm going to assume that you're just enjoying, or that you're happy for me just to discover things as I go along. What am I dressed as? I'm an armorer. Level 52. Let us have a look in our journal. I want to see. Game of cat and fish. Mooching, crayfish board, cat. Okay. Let's do this logically. Let's get rid of all of our fishing quests. Right now. Where's my fisherman gone? Okay. Game of cat and fish. We need to go to full gold float as long as we have a ball on us, a crayfish ball. Oh my god, look at all this stuff. There's a crayfish ball. Well, it was a crayfish ball she wanted, wasn't it? Game of cat and fish. It's also our lowest level quest. Yeah, okay. Let's go to full gold float and we'll get these fishing quests off our plate. Bit tired of them being there. Let's get them gone. For which I'm going to need my teleport. Here we go. The other thing I'm supposed to be doing is 4 more story quests as well, aren't I? Okay. Let's kick the... Yeah, I know. What am I doing? Back and forth. That's what I'm doing. Okay. It's in Banlan. Yeah, Okay, so here is my quandary. The further I've gone in the game, the more I have realized that it's more useful to have classes close together in level so that you can reduce the amount of gear that's in your armory, and also so that you can just share it across, like the same piece of gear can be used across several classes, which is why you don't use as much space in your armory. Also, because nearly every quest and side quest as you progress gives you good gear, which you otherwise have to spend a small fortune on. And thirdly, because it gives you flexibility. So when you're, for instance, at the moment I'm stuck on a main story quest in Endwalker that my healer with level 600 gear isn't managing, and it's either partly because I'm hopeless, although I don't think that's entirely the case, or just because she's just not hitting hard enough, she can't absorb enough attack, and she's seriously disadvantaged. Whereas I know I've done with a couple of quests for her, I've used my paladin in exactly the same scenarios and often with less gear, and the paladin survived it quite well, simply because they're just a more survivable build than a healer. So that's the other reason I want to have a couple of classes going through. Each time I think, oh, I'll just go through it with the healer, it'll work out fine, I come across something that tells me that that's not the best plan. Alright, let us see where we are. So yes, I'm torn between pushing through the main story quest and actually working across the board as well. It will take longer across the board, but I think we're going to get a more satisfying gameplay if I do it that way. The other thing we haven't done is we haven't had a look at this year's Make It Rain campaign. As I speak, I haven't quite gotten what's her face up? Ilberd. Now, why can't I do this? Because I need to be a disciple of war or magic. That's why. And we were doing main story quests with our white mage, and we were catching things up with our paladin and marauder as we went. Alright, back and forth, let's go. Our hunt for the ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Leverrier. Alright, Rising Stones. Let's go. Didn't we just come from here? I have a distinct feeling we just came from here. Let's speak with Master Leverrier. Alrighty. Into the Rising Stones. At the back of the Seventh Heaven. Here we are. Enter the Rising Stones. Alright, away we go. Talking to Master Leverrier. Now, I don't have anything on, so we can't wreck our cutscenes at this end of the game. It's pretty important we kind of be able to watch them. We are returned from Uldar, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used for the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it! According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Ghalayans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardon, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask you for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Ghalayans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilberd has the right of it. I trust you're willing. Of course you are. Now, Alianne of the Fourth lies in wait in the tangle near the entrance to the Castrum Sentry. Seek her out, and she will apprise you of the situation. All right, let's go. If I remember, this is one of those times when our flying budgie is gonna cut down some stuff that we need. That's right, Ros isn't part of the guild. I keep forgetting. Not a bad thing though, because it means I don't have to worry about guild stuff when I'm doing recording. Alrighty, let's go. Got a down arrow on my little marker on the map over here. So we might just come down to ground level, see if we can find Alianne. Here she is. You would aid us in the rescue mission. We're in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Ghalayans fell upon us without warning. Even as we speak, the Ghalayans may be interrogating Resh, or worse, with her hurts. I fear she'll not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. With the remnants of the Fourth, we, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. We'll definitely do that for you. Let's go. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm going to have to go up through the entrance anyway. Alright, let's take a bit of a run. I'm going to just stay off the mount for a minute, because I want to have a bit of time to think, and sometimes the mount goes a little bit quick. You know, it almost looks like she's down... I know, your hand's standing in the middle. Look, she's either inside or I've made a grave error and she's actually still outside in this section here. See, it almost looks like she is outside in this section here. Oh no. No, she is inside. There we are. So basically what we're doing is we're going to go find her. She's up on the top. So nice of them to let me in. So the nice thing is, now that we've done our last White Mage quest for A Realm Reborn, we know that we don't have any more White Mage skills to be had until we get to Heavensward. So Resh should be in here somewhere. I know these guys, they take one look at Ros and go, I am not messing with that. Alright, this is storage present. What's that doing, shining at me? She better not be in there as a body. That'd be really disappointing. Oh no, I've retrieved the Magitech Oscillator 50. I think I'm in the wrong spot. Well, I guess while I'm here, let's retrieve the rest of the Magitech stuff that someone's given me a shopping list for. I know, this is what happens when you have too many quests high on your board. I'm going to just find my bird in a minute. Oh no, wait, that might be Resh. It is Resh. Let's start the party. Okay, this is one of those trials where... Alright, let's go with a bit of holy, see if we can really wreck their days. Okay, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does mean that they're stunned for the minute and thinking about what they're going to do next instead of actually doing it. Excellent. Let's grab Resh. Hey Resh. Right. Oh, where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, warrior of light. Now, to quit this accursed place, Resh cannot move with those wounds. She'll need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Ghalayans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. Lady, I will make sure of it. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we're safely outside these walls. I like that. Hey hero, thanks for saving us. How about you save the day again by putting yourself at extreme risk and making a nuisance of yourself. And what does the hero say? I would love to make a nuisance of myself. Because of course we do. Let's make a nuisance of ourselves. This is going to be fun. Hello, a nuisance point. Hi. Oh my, I seem to have bitten off a lot more than most people would think I could chew, but hey, oh, don't you shoot me that. Okay. Look, auto-target is out to kill me today, I'm sure of it. Let me just see if I can manually target what I need to target. Oh my gosh. These signifiers really give me the errors. Let me just put a little bit of wind on that one. Right, that'll keep me thinking. And then I think I might splashy the rest. Should get rid of that one. Beautiful. Trouble made. Okay, I know. All I want to do is poke this and make it mad. But I see another legitimate making things mad point up here. Let's go and create some chaos. Hi, Mr. Hopalomachus. You get some wind. Ow! You get some wind. Rude monster. And then you get flashed. Oh, I think I flashed everything then. Breaking all the stuff. And this was one that actually wasn't part of the scenario, but I suppose we have to deal with it now. Sorry, that's the difference good gear can make. Okay. I'm actually wanting to look at my map because I want to see where this interesting thing is. Labyrinth of the... Oh, I know where that is. Oh, we should sign up for that. Yeah, we should. Alright, right after we make a little bit more trouble over here. I sense a hostile presence. Man, I think running through the castrum yelling... Oh, whoops, I can't say that on the screen. Yelling rude things about them is probably, yeah. Stunned and dead. Oh, wow. And they brought friends. Well, let's help them. One of those looks like a healing friend. We'll have to make sure they're a little bit busy. Keep their axe friend roaming around like a lunatic. No, you're not a healing friend, you're just a pain in the neck. Here, look, mage. Have some wind. And because I don't want you to feel left out, you can have some wind. And then you can have some wind. Right, now while the dots are happening, let's do a little bit of flashbang over here. They're going to take damage even while... Oh my god. Even while I'm not focused on them, which is probably a good thing, given what they just summoned. You don't look very happy to see me. But I'm going to give you something to rock your day. There you go. Anyone else? Nope. No one else needs their day rocked. Look, you look like you need a bit of trouble on your hands. Look, at least you can say you went out with a bang. I know, picking needless fights. Isn't that the sign of a stupid hero? But I am picking needless fights that I know I can win, and also not piling on the numbers, so okay. Maybe just a hero, a board hero. Okay. Now what was over here that needed dealing with? Nothing that I can see. Alrighty. If you are, like at the moment I am running level 63 through an area where level 44 is the highest. So the nice thing about that is things tend to leave you alone. At least in this game. There are certain other games where they will still try to eat you. Alianne, how are you doing? I've waited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, and our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffer no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Levelier. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. Well, at least she waited behind to let me know everything was okay. Let me just have a quick look in my journal, and we're going to see what Labyrinth of the Ancients is about. And I think I have to enter the Labyrinth of the Ancients. So why don't we stick that? I have a bad feeling about sticking it in Duty Finder. Yeah, let's not stick it in Duty Finder today. I might actually kick off tomorrow by putting in everything that I need to remove from my chore list. Because it is clogging up my ability to pick up more quests, and I don't feel like dropping it because I can't remember where it comes from. Though the Labyrinth of the Ancients is, I think it's a trial, and I think it's one of the things we have to do, even though it's not part of the main story quest line. We need to do a trial before they'll let us run into the next part of the game. So we are going to have to be doing a lot more combat with Ros. Not that will hurt us, but I think I really want to get some of my DPS classes up before we get to that point. For days when I don't feel up to the stress of being a healer. Oh dear, what have we unlocked for her? We could try tanking a few things as well. Maybe just give that a shot. I haven't done a lot of tanking. I think I've got one tank that's at level 82, and I think it's tanked twice. And one of those times was by accident because I forgot I was in my tank gear when I signed on to the Duty Finder. That was a disaster. Because not only did I not know what I was doing, but I didn't have time to tell the team that I didn't know what I was doing because they just started without me. So I couldn't say, help, new tank. I've never tanked with an off tank, or I've never been an off tank. Help. So yeah, I made a mess of it the first time we crashed the party, and the second time I had a bit more of a clue, but it wasn't great. So learning curve. Don't let your party run off if you're brand new to something, and if you're going to run a new job, try and run it at the lower levels first before you get anywhere near a high level thing that your other class might have unlocked. Just a thought. Alright. It does me well to see you thus returned, though I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Rosalore. I haven't got his accent today. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Rare shows you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Rosalore, I realize you've scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there's no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Kurthus. I've been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you're ready. Excellent. All right, now my options I have, and this is where we get to the point of Archer, Bard, Mechanic, or Dancer, Conjurer, White Mage, Scholar, Astronomer, or Sage. And as you can see, I've already got something better than that. Thaumaturge, Arcanist. Yeah, so... Alright. We're going to kit up... We might kit up our a Thaumaturge Black Mage, if I have enough space in my thing. So we're going to go for Evening Star gear wherever we see it. Alright, coming to terms. Now, if you have a look over here, you get your Pugilist Rogue, so you get your Gloams, Monk, Ninja, Samurai, or Viper, your Lancer, Dragoon, Reaper for your Astrum, and Noctis for Gladiator, Marauder, Paladin, Dark Knight, and Gunbreaker. So, as you advance in levels, each of the quests starts to provide you with gear for an alternate class. And what the main quest doesn't provide you with, some of the side quests will. So it's all kind of interwoven and interlinked. We've been blessed with a rare opportunity, Rosalore, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Ser Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Ser Aymeric wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Kurthus. Mayhaps you feel this would be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use? If so, I would remind you that more good can be accomplished with a stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. I think that's where he and his sister disagree, actually. Young Alisay sometimes believes that the sword is the most, yes, the best option in many ways. Alright. Minfilia. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of etheric disturbance or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphinaud believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Well, there you have it. Politics. Antecedent. I take it Rosalore has explained the situation? She has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. Uh-oh. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abelathia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance, formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience, who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed from the Battle of Silvertier Skies. The battle. Wow, look at this. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbours' pleas, even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteneau, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defence of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. Now they want to talk. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I've explained over and over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why, naught. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we've been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive as to think they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Rosalore. Our old friend Lord Rochefort is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to do a couple of our job quests in between things. I think today we're probably only going to end up with two main story quests. Let's go. I know there's so much to do in this game, it's really hard often to keep track of everything. Okay, let's do a concerted, well actually we don't even need to go outside, we'll just go straight to our fisher. Where are we? There we are. And then we're going to toddle off to Foregord Float, because we have our crayfish balls on us. And we know exactly how to mooch. Actually, we're better equipped than when I did this with one of my low-level characters. I think she was level 25. We did get our shadow loach, but it was quite difficult. There's a nice big fishing area. If I can find it again. I know, I'm still learning my way around. Here's down here. Oh, this is where I caught my shadow loach with my last character. Right. Except I think I'm thinking of the wrong spot and I'm lost again. No, I could probably catch one there actually, but we won't. I'm going to try and find the docks. There we are. I just zigged when I should have zagged. Look at that. So there's this lovely, conveniently placed set of docks. I fished off here next to this gentleman here. I don't think he minded. Alrighty. Make sure we've got crayfish balls as our bait, so we're going to tick that. I'm going to use patience, so we're going to go here, and then I'm going to cast. I probably should have used chum as well to make things quicker, but that's okay. So we now have this symbol up the top here. We're going to go Control 4 because that's for a weak bite. And hopefully we get our striped goby. It's large. We're going to mooch straight away while our patience, our inefficient hooking is still working. And if we get a strong bite, that will probably be our shadow loach. Hopefully. Is it shadow loach? That's right. So it's Control 3, Control 4 for strong. Oh my gosh, I've flipped them around to what I've done for every other fisherman. Oh, that's not good. Like I was saying last time, the key to if you're running more than one character, one shadow catfish. Deliver a shadow catfish to Sisyphus. Rightio, that's it. That's that mission done. Alright. This is driving me just a little crazy. I don't need to have sneak. I'm going to pop that up there. My run should be up here. That should be there. That's fine. Where is my pack everything away? Quit. That's what I was looking for. Okay. These are round the other way. Okay. This is for a weak. This is for a strong in bites. Okay, I don't know why I've got Arbicore here. That's okay. That's snagging. Snagging should be here. Where is my mooching? This one. Mooching should be down on 7. Alright, that's correct. I'm actually going to get rid of all of these because we are fishing and not doing trees and stuff, so that does not need to be there. I know I might regret that later, but for now I don't. And ditto with Arbicle, ditto with Truth of the Mountains. Alright. So this is currently how our fishing thing looks, and to me actually it looks like it's missing a few skills. Let's just check in our character. We're going to go into actions and traits. We're going to go into actions. Just make sure we've got everything we need. So I am not seeing rest, which I rarely use anyway, and I'm actually going to put just gonna change that around. Okay, we've got quit, got cast light, which makes things really easy. Got charm, powerful hook set, release, yeah, got all of that. Got mooch, radio. Snagging, makeshift bait. Why is that not down there? Alright, so I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to put this down here. Right, makeshift bait is where you don't have quite the right thing. Collect. I'm sure we're going to need that. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to move my release and my release list up here. I'm going to put this down on my minus sign radio. Fish eyes. Opens your 5 senses. Okay. You know, I've never used that. I'm going to pop that down where I can see it. Patience 2. It's more expensive than Patience 1, but I'm going to put it out there. Wait, I don't think I've learnt that one yet. Oh, that'd be why they're not on there. Because we're only level 49. Let's just get rid of those then. Alright. Is that the same with this one? Yeah, level 50. Move that. And this is level 48. So it should be there. Alright, so now that we've got all of the abilities we've learned actually on our bar and all of the abilities that belong to another class off our bar, that looks a lot tidier. This is a duty action. I'm going to leave that. It doesn't really need to be here for that. I do need to have limit break. Actually, there's that. I'm going to grab my limit break and we're going to drag that, and I'm actually going to put that probably next to my run because I want it to be something I can stab. Actually no, I'm going to put it over here. Stab with my mouse. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to leave that one alone for the minute. Alrighty. Now my Fisher bar looks a lot better. What I'm actually really excited about is the fact that I think we're getting close to unlocking collectibles, which will help us with getting gatherers scripts and crafting scripts for our gear. Now, where do I need to go? We need to go back to Minza. So I guess we're paying for the teleport this time. Away we go. Alright, so the objective is to get some of the gatherers and crafters roles to an equivalent level of our leading warrior and mage roles, but it's also to get to bring up our classes and jobs. So 63 is our white mage. That's where I want most of these other classes to be sitting. And that also means we need to do their class jobs. Rightio, let's go find Sisyphus. I know, because I'm exploring the game slightly differently to how I was exploring it. Before I was just doing everything all at once. This time I'm actually doing everything all at once, but with a bit more planning and purpose behind it. Let's go. Shadow Catfish for Sisyphus. This is only a level 25 quest. We need to do better than that. There are 50 crafting quests and 50 gathering quests for these classes, just as there are 30 base job quests followed by another quests up to level, not 30 base job quests up to level 30, followed by advanced job quests up to level 50. Alrighty. You'll find the catfish you seek at Foregord Float in the North Shroud. Mayhap it's a tad presumptuous to say you will find one, but that's where they are at any rate. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Have a catfish. Lensgath ought to crack a smile when he glimpses this beauty. They say never to look a gift fish in the mouth, but one can't help but stare at that gaping grimace. Looks like it could swallow a person whole. I'm sure all the fish of Gridania are none too displeased to see this one leave the water. I hear that Yarzans covet the fish too, sometimes migrating north and attacking fishermen in hopes of stealing the catch. Suppose I should have warned you about that ahead of time. Still, I don't see what all the fuss is about. For all the lengths one need travel and dangers one need brave, the fish tastes little better than mud. Psst. Pardon me, but perhaps I might persuade you to prepare them in a proper bath. Water washes off the waste you can wipe away, but the invisible vapours only vanish with vinegar. You must mind the mud you can't see. Speaking of the mud you can't see, where did you come out of all of a sudden? The good guildmaster gusts in and goes out a gale. Now you see me, now you don't. Actually, I think we both still see you standing right there. But that is neither here nor there, Rosalore. There are a few fishermen who could haul in the catch you did today. Frankly, I've started to wonder how we ever got along without you. Great. All right. Let me just go see. It's not going to let me. Okay, rude. All right, that's not as good as we've got. Neither's that. Neither's that. Neither's that. We're going to have to go for the cash then. Very well. All right, on to our next fisher quest. Level 30, finally. Like fish passing in the night. Sisyphus would have you attend to another incomprehensible customer. Catfish you fetched for Linsgath has raised quite a stir. He was so pleased with the quality and quickness of the delivery that he's been raving about you to anyone in earshot. And now the word swirling round Limsa of a fabled fisherwoman has reached the ears of your fellow guildmates. Though most of them have no idea who you are, it doesn't stop the lazy sunbathers from fabricating folk stories about you. Meanwhile, Chicharoon's done his part to add to your fame, singing your praises well beyond the walls of the guild. So well beyond the walls, in fact, that goblins have come to enlist your help. Toctix is a friend of Chicharoon's, so we're somewhat obliged to hear him out, though I don't expect him to be much more intelligible. Loath though I am to admit it, we'll most likely need Wabalago again. We will, huh? Oh, no. Hey, Toctix. Fish! Oh, Chicharoon told many gory tales of mighty first fish bringer to Toctix. Toctix is friend. Chicharoon is friend. Fish bringer is friendliest. Moon was shining on easter seas of La Nocia when most lovely fish appeared. Toctix wonder if friendly friend fishbringer can bring back lovely fish from Moonsea. Right, lovely fish from Moonsea. Let's go talk to Wabalago. I'm pretty sure he can sort this out. I mean, he's as incomprehensible as most, so this should make perfect sense to him. Wabalago. So, Goblin gets a glimpse of some gills and I'm to guess the game? Aha, naturally I know what you need to net. I'm only surprised you saw fit to solicit support. The moment you mentioned the moon on the easter seas of La Nocia, I figured out the frisky fish you're fixing to fetch. Full moon sardines. Schools of striplings migrate under moonlight through the Strait of Milthor to return to their mothers or meet their makers. Tastiest time to take them too, pluck them plumb in their prime. From dusk to dawn, droves dip and dive down Bloodshore. Spinning spoonworms in the water will snag you some sardines and sate your sponsor. Spinning spoonworms. Do I have any spoonworms on me? Plump, krill, rag, blood, pill, crayfish, lug, freshwater, saltwater, raptail, crowfly. Silver spoon lure. I'm tempted to do that, but it said he said spinning spoonworms. So I know if I can get my space bar to unstick will be good. Also, if I can stick my finger on the right key, that would help. Let's head up to Hawker's Alley, and we're going to see if the lovely, what's his face, whose name I always forget. I know who he is. I know about him. I just, for the life of me, I cannot. Cinny Hill. There you go. Remember his name. Because I keep thinking some are Weird and Smidhammer who live upstairs. Anyway, we need to purchase some items. We are looking for some spoonworms, wasn't it? Let me just double check. Spoonworms, yeah. Alright, so let's grab... We don't want 99 of them, do we? Alrighty, there's our 99 silver spoonworm thingamywhatsits. We are now going to head on out to Eastern La Nocia. We're going to go... Now, if I remember rightly, and once upon a time I had to look this up, but I had enough frustration trying to catch these things to remember where I last actually caught them after much experimentation. So we're going to head on out to Costa del Sol, which is eastern La Lucia. You certainly don't want to try catching them in rivers, because these are sea fish, ocean fishes. I do want to have a check and see if I could have bought spoonworms from the merchant Amender over here, just to put that on in my little head map. So we'll grab that thing there. We're going to purchase items. We are looking for, okay, yes, so you can get spoonworms here as well. That is so good to know. Alrighty, now that we know. Now, when I first started trying to catch these silver sardines, I tried all up and down the coast. I tried out at the little island, I tried up the top where the dancers are, and I did not have a lot of luck. So I did end up having to use the Aorzia database, which was very, very handy, and suggested I might want to try catching them over on the Bloodshore. This way. So I'm just going to try and remember where I went fishing last time for them. Pretty sure it was kind of, maybe sort of possibly out over here. I'm just going to go, maybe we'll swim over to this rock. We probably don't even have to go out this far. I don't think I did go out this far last time, but you know what? I feel better, like a fisherman really hunting for a fish. It actually feels like the wrong spot, to be honest. But anyway, oh wait a minute, that looks familiar. Let's look. Why don't we go? This looks like a nice fishing spot, doesn't it? It's jutting temptingly out over the water. Look at that. It's kind of pretty. And I see, look, I see silver fish over that way. Hey, actually, this might be a perfect spot for them. Let's, look, and down there. No, wait, that's just water rippling. Okay, maybe it's a lousy spot for them. Except I do see them out there. So, alright, let's give it a whirl. Let's chum it up. Let's use some patience. Let's make sure the light is on our fishing pole. Let us cast our bait. Now, do we have to mooch for these things? Oh, you know what? Haha, let's stop fishing. I know. You just give it a minute, because I did a very daft thing, and I forgot to make sure that having bought the silver fishing thingamywhatsits, we actually had them on the line. Shush. So these are plump worms, krill, ragworms, versatile lures, lugworms, boilies, bloodworms, pillbugs, crayfish, saltwater boilies, rat tails, crowflies, floating minnows, brass spoon lure, stem borer, silver spoon lure, spoonworms. There we go. Right, let's try the trick again. Let's chum it up. We can't use patience this time. We're just going to have to suck it up. Alrighty, we can do this. And I just moved my mouse again, so now my game hates me. Look, will you just do the thing? I know, it's really sensitive, even if you right click and just to move your perspective. Once you've cast the line, don't do it. Alright, here we go. Now I can't remember if I need to mooch to get them. So we are going to be mooching whenever we can. No, we don't need to mooch. That's a full moon sardine. We didn't even need to do anything special. Haha, awesome. We need 10 of them though, so we better fish, because it's 4:30 AM and once sunrise comes, these things are gone and we're going to have to be doing something else while we're waiting. I don't know what that is. That is not a full moon sardine though. It's an indigo herring. Okay, and this is where we start to lose our sardines as the sun rises. Alright, because they're a dusk to dawn thing. I am really looking forward to hunting these things down. It's one of the more irritating missions, because it's 4:43. The sun has not come up yet, because it's fiddly. Phoenix brim. We are adding to our fishing log though. That's kind of cool. So yeah, so be prepared at this level to be spending a bit of time doing it. It is 10 of these things. And if you come to it late in the day, you're going to be pushing it to get 10 before sunrise. So 4:30 we started, which is a little late in the evening to be doing it. They are a weak bite fish, so I'm pleased to see that single exclamation mark coming up. That's 3. I know. I don't think we're going to do it, but we're going to come close, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, really. Now, if you remember rightly, chum makes things bite faster, which means there's less weight. That's an angelfish, and well, I'm happy to see it. It's not the fishy we're looking for. We have chummed. Things should bite quicker. That's not what we're after either. Indigo herring. I probably should have mooched with that, but that's okay. See if we can get at least half of our sardines before daylight comes. We've got probably about a half an hour Aeolian time to go. Another full moon sardine. Hopefully this is one, so this will be at our halfway mark. Yes. Must cast faster. Faster would be good. Must fish faster. Faster would be good. Okay, that's not the sardine we're looking for, and it got away. Chum it. Cast it. Now what's going on? Try that again. Chum it. Cast it. Yeah, well that was weird. Alright, not the fish you were after. Ash tuna. Well, now I know where to get them. Chum it. Not enough GP. Cast it. Alright, we're out of GP to make things go faster now, and we've got about 10 minutes before sunrise. Look at it coming across the water at us. Probably run out of tuna time, sardine time, but we're going to have to come back next day, Aussie and night, to make it happen. We're halfway through our count now, and I think we're definitely at the end of it. So this is dawn happening. Angelfish. And there's the music change at 6 a.m. So this probably, if this is a full moon sardine, it'll be the very last. Look at the water. How gorgeous is that? Alrighty. And indigo herring. Alright, let's pop that away. So like fish passing in the night, basically we needed to catch, it can only be caught after sunset. So we're now at sunrise, so that's gone. And we need to catch another 5 of them. Very good. Consequences of anger is a scholar. The time has come at last to revive the Nemean tradition of Marauder and Scholar fighting side by side. A Tonberry has been sighted in Bronze Lake, and Alphinaud would have the two of you slay it. To further tempt you into accepting his request, he states that the experience may rekindle the memories of your fairy, as he theorizes that Tonberries once plagued the people of Nim. Rendezvous with Alphinaud outside the Wanderer's Palace so that she might hunt the creature together. That's actually a fairly complex one, and we do not have time in this episode to do it. So what I think we might do is we might make our way back to Uldar and the steppes of Null, and get ready to maybe chat with the person who kicks off Make It Rain while we still have a little bit of time for Rosalore to enjoy the event. Alright, and on that note, guys, I am going to bid you adieu. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit like. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. And as we zippity-doo-dah in the sunrise, off to a very large crystal in a very desert city, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thanks for hanging with me. Take care out there.